Hey y'all, I'm here to catch up with my Artisan Journal Prompt 2025. I'm doing week 12, week 13, and week 14. Um, I'll start out with week 12, which was spring. Um, Alma sent me uh, some friend mail, some happy mail, and in there was a napkin, and I had to cut it down to make it fit on the page. But uh, the flowers remind me of spring, and so I used Mod Podge and put it down on the paper. Then I thought, well, I need something else on there, and since I just found all my sealing wax, I took two colors, kind of a reddish color and pink, and did them together and used the butterfly seal that I had found. Uh, and then I put a little, I wanted some kind of mark, on the page, so I just drew that on there. And well, I had a little help from a spice jar top. And this one up here, I used a little compass, one of those ones that's round. Where here is it? I'm sure it has a name. I don't know what it is, but I use this to get the line straight and all. And I just used my little pilot pen here and a marker. And then I put a dragonfly sticker there. And down here, I used this little ruler thing again. And if I can pick it up, my goodness. Oh, okay. And I held it there and just traced around it to get kind of an even space between the circles, and then put some dots on there and another dragonfly sticker. And the marks on this one, I used my gouache paint and used this as a mark. This was a steel pen that was put in one of our dogs a long time ago. They took it out when it was healing right or whatever, but that's what this is. And so I dipped it in the gouache and then just pressed it down to get the marks. And I like those. They look pretty good. Um, and then put another dragonfly sticker on there. So that's week 12 for spring. And then the next page is week 13 for butterflies. And I felt like I cheated a little bit. I actually drew this in June of 2022, and it was just sitting in a sketchbook. And so I cut it out and rounded the corners and inked the edges and just glued it on there just like it was. And that was week 13. Now, week 14 is flowers. Now, I stepped outside of myself to do this page. This is nothing that I would have done before. I've never particularly liked abstract art, but I thought I've got to stretch myself and do things I haven't done before. And I was thinking about Martha at Martha Makes Art. She uses all kinds of paint and layers, and Kerry Griffiths, that's what he does with his gel printing. And I thought, well, I'm going to give it a try. So this paper is wrapping paper that I found when I was going through all those letters. I ripped off the front covers of them and got the stamps and everything. And this paper was in there. And I must have saved it because it either came from someone special or I particularly liked the page or whatever. So, and it was uneven. I didn't bother to, straighten it up. I just left it like it was. So what I did was I layered several different paint colors on here using the gouache paint. I had a set. I bought it in the tube, and um, I mixed it with the gouache and the Mod Podge, painted it on, let it dry, and then did another color. And at one point, I thought I need some kind of mark on there. I got this. This comes off a potato bag, and I used that. I used it here and here and here, and it doesn't show up real good. I think because the little holes are very small. So I bought oranges in my last grocery haul, so it has. I think it has bigger openings, and I'll get that and perhaps use that. But I laid it on the paper and then uh, painted over it with some gouache. And then I had this foam stamp, and I painted it with white gouache and then pressed down and got the butterfly here. And then I thought, well, I need something else on there. So these little tools here, what are they? Dot makers or something like that. I bought a set back maybe in December or January, and because I saw a lot of people using them, and this was the first time I think I actually used it. But I got the biggest end that I could find. It has a little ball on it, and I dipped it in yellow gouache and just did dots around. So I think it turned out pretty good. You know, I put decoupage on it. It feels smooth, and it's kind of glossy if you look at it a certain way. But uh, I was proud of this because I stepped out of my usual. It's got to be exactly right, and it has to look like something real. I guess I'm a realist. Uh, but anyway, that's what I did. So thank y'all for joining me. Y'all have a good evening, a good day, a good afternoon, and please remember to be kind to someone. Someone needs your kindness today. Bye.